Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Butterfly Spirit 314. So guys, today I came to my local craft store today and I got some more knitting needles. Now these knitting needles, I have number 11 and number 13 knitting needles. The difference between number 11 and number 13 is that number 11 is 8mm needles and then the 13 is the 9mm needles, okay? So as you can see, these things are pretty big and pretty massive. Okay, so the reason I got these is because as a beginner, I need to be able to see what I'm doing as far as knitting is concerned. And I was using really tiny number 4 worsted yarn, and I was also using small bamboo knitting needles, which made it extremely hard for me to be able to see my stitches. So what I did is I took the advice of this lady's tutorial I'm following, and I got some bigger knitting needles such as these, and then I got some hold on, turn this around. I got me some big yarn, okay, as well, okay. And this is super bulky yarn, so with how big this yarn is, I'm going to be able to see my stitches easier because the yarn is bigger, right? And also, what helps in addition to that is the fact that the needles are bigger. So think about it like this. When you're a kid and you're going to school, think about it like when you're coloring with crayons, right? The first set of crayons you get is going to be a 8-pack of Crayola crayons if you're in the US and you're going to school, right? You're going in kindergarten or preschool or whatever, okay? Think about how big the crayons are, right? The crayons are super big, and it makes it easier for you to hold them in your hands, right? Same mentality I apply to knitting needles because these are super big. So these are going to be easier for me to hold in my hand because they're bigger, right? And also, when handling the yarn, it's going to be easier for me to see how much yarn I'm pulling, right? And it's going to be easier for me to see my stitches, and the stitches are going to be bigger, which is going to allow my work to grow faster, okay? Now, I'm going to eventually work down to the smaller bamboo needles I was using. These actually are bamboo needles as well. These things are super huge. They're very big. That's why I'm shooting this outside because because they're so big. I mean, if I showed you, these is how tall they are. Look at them. They're super tall, okay? Very, very, very tall, okay? And the good thing about these bamboo needles is it's going to allow me to be able to actually keep hold of my stitches so they don't slide around like they would on some metal needles, okay? So I just want to share with you guys, you know, the supplies I'm adding to my knitting collection, and I'm going to be working with these knitting needles, okay? I'm still a beginner, so that means I'm not going to start off and be an expert, but at least I'll get to the point where I'll be able to make a swatch, because that's what I'm trying to make, is a swatch. So after making a swatch, I can move on to make things like a scarf, a hat, blanket, afghan, whatever, okay? So I'm just using the little kid mentality of starting off big and then working down to the more smaller supplies, okay? So that's what I'm doing. I guess you could say like the little kid crayon mentality. And also the lady on YouTube whose tutorial I'm following, she starts off with super big yarn, and she made she actually recommended starting off with bigger yarn, okay, and then bigger knitting needles. So this is, you know, I'm going to see how this works versus the yarn and knitting needles I was using yesterday, okay? The only thing happened to the needles is they got super big, and they're a different brand. What I will tell you guys is, in case you're wondering how much these cost, each of these set of knitting needles, they cost $10.99 a piece. So I went to Joann Fabrics. If you go to another store and try to find them, they could be a different price, but understand you're going to spend at least $10 on these, okay? All right, so the yarn, it's normally about $6. I got it at a discount because they were selling it on sale for $4. So that was pretty good. So altogether, it cost me $30 to be able to, you know, buy these knitting needles. So $30 plus tax. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I hope this has been helpful. I didn't get a chance to show you guys this beautiful, rich blue yarn here. This is just really beautiful. I just could not get this. So I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope this has been helpful. If you are a beginner like myself, then, you know, go for the big needles first and then eventually work down to the smaller needles. Okay, so I want to thank you guys for watching this video, and I appreciate you. Bye.